Welcome to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Xander Kane and Android Virus.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Cemetery Gates podcast. I am Android Virus, featured by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Xander Kane. How you doing, sir?
That's me, but you just scared the piss out of me for the
What?
record.
What?
You said, I'm about to record, and it got so quiet, and I couldn't hear anything. I was like, so we got booted off earlier, for those that are listening. So
Yeah.
I thought we got booted off again, so I looked down at my screen, and it's right when you said it, when you started talking, you made me fucking jump.
There you go. There you have it. I do that to my wife all the time. She's the worst. She's the jumping queen, dude. I'm not a ninja. I mean, by any means. Like my energy's stealthy and quiet, but like I could swear I could hear her. I'm coming in from the gym. I'm opening up the door. I'm not trying to be quiet. She's in the closet, just getting out of the shower or something. And it's like, hey, I'm like, hey, what's up? You scared the fuck out of me. What's like, what the fuck? You did not hear the fucking door slam and hanging the keys up and blah blah blah. Like I'm not
The
a
dog's barking.
yeah, like Jesus Christ, every time it doesn't. And the shower's the best. Like when she's taking a shower, I open up the door.
Hey.
Hey, and I open up the shower curtain. Hey, what's going on? Ah! Like what? And I swear to God, it's not on purpose. So, we were talking about sex romp comedies, the '80s ones.
Yeah.
How that
Yeah.
shit will not fly in 2021.
No, we were discussing before we recorded like how some handle it way better than others, right? They handle that style of comedy a little more with a little bit of kitty gloves on at times compared to some of the ripoffs of some of the bigger successes. Like we were talking about, Animal House was a big one. Meatballs kind of was a big one. These like sex romp teen comedies of the '80s, and some of them are like 1,000 times worse than others. Just like straight up super rapey. Like I was talking about one called Gorp. Is it Gorp or Gorps? I don't know. But it has Dennis Quaid in it, and Fran Drescher's in it as well. But it's just this weird like sex comedy of these people that are working at the cafeteria at a summer camp, but every character is so over the top. Like there's a dude that is like this hippie dude that used to be a minister, but he's not a minister anymore because he smelled a vagina, and once he smelled it, he was addicted and knew he couldn't be a man of the cloth anymore. And the dude's like running around looking at nude pictures of women on the around the camp, like just runs up to him and like licks the paper and throws them in his mouth. I was like, what the fuck is this? Weird, over the top, sexualized shit like that. And like there's a bet with characters about who can sleep with who first, and they have to win the bet. They have to sleep with this person that the other person picked that they're not attracted to. And the dude's like, oh no, we'll just hop in bed with this girl and start kissing her while she's sleeping. You're like, what the fuck? You can't fucking do that.
Let me tell you something. I'm looking at the cover of Gorp. It's the War of the Waiters. They capture the kitchen, demolish the dining room, and leave Camp Oskemo in ruins.
Oskimo.
Oskimo. A bunch of nuts, a bunch of fruits, nuts, and flakes. Gorp. And let me tell you, I mean, this is like the cover art is like mad. Old Mad magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless these old cover arts, man. I swear to God.
No, that's why I watched it. I was like, oh, that's cool cover art, kind of a sex rom-com thing going on, hit the genre. But man, it's no Porky's. It's no Meatballs.
Wasn't that good, huh?
It just wasn't funny. It just wasn't that funny.
Ooh,
Everything was over the top, and the characters. It's just ridiculous, and like, it seems like it's trying so hard. It keeps like, seems like every scene they're trying harder to get a laugh out of you.
there's
And
a
it's just,
picture of one of my first wives in there, Fran Drescher.
yeah, and it just gets exhausting waiting for these terrible, or are they jokes? I don't know.
Slapstick.
Yeah,
Hey, I have Epics. Maybe I'll be able to watch it.
it's
It's
on
on. It's
Amazon
on.
Prime.
Oh, I'll watch it maybe.
That's where
Wow.
I watched it. It just popped up, and I was like, oh.
Dennis Quaid is Mad Grossman. Get it?
Who is like a fucking gun hoarding, uh, a camo wearing dude that brings like he's making a nuke weapon at the fucking camp.
Mad Grossman.
it's I don't know. There's so much going on.
It's very wow. All these names, dude, like, and again, I'm not, don't take this wrong, but everybody's names here are like very Jewy, right? You got Evie, Kevel, Mad Grossman, Bergman, Wallman, Flowitz, Fetterman. Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, it's like every Jewish
yeah,
name for every
yeah,
character in the movie.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we know who made this. This is funny. Okay. Yeah, well, of course, Joseph Rubin. Convicts. Yeah. It's probably just about it's just some fucking East Coast fucking Jew kid that was just like, yo, I'm gonna write about my teen years. You know what I mean? Like, or my, what I
Yeah, I
wanted
like
to,
boobies.
like, oops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I struggle with finding. I don't know if it was funny or not. I truly don't. I was kind of dumbfounded by the whole thing. I was like, oh, was this ever funny? Was it funny when it came out?
Yeah.
But I guess not if I've never heard of it until now, and I've heard of a
You
million
know,
other teen sex comedies.
I've
So
seen the commercial for that Gorp like on one of those, is it weird samplers or something awful or something weird, those
yeah,
samplers, or a 42nd Street Forever sampler, something like that,
yeah.
one of those trailer samplers. So I've seen the
Go
commercial
mama.
before, and they have like a big fucking food fight at the end of it or something.
Yeah, it goes batshit crazy. And there's just oh god, man. And there's another dude. Like every time they're fucking serving the meals to the kids, like they have to drag the fat guy out of the closet that's always eating a fucking cake.
Oh, why wouldn't they make fun of the fat kid, right?
Like every time they're dragging him down, he's got cake all over his hands. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let me say something. Like,
Another kid lives in the bathroom stall. He doesn't live in a room. He lives in the stall because his bunkmate told him to fuck off and stay out of his room. So he sleeps and showers and shits and shaves in the bathroom stall.
let me say something, and I'm breaking down like the fourth wall here. I think over the last, and maybe call it getting older, call it aging, call it progressing or whatever, but like over the last couple of years, like started to open up my eyes to like and it doesn't bother me, it doesn't upset me. I just know that it doesn't have a place in the world today for some odd reason. But it's like these super rapey comedies, or making fun of the fat kid, making fun of the nerdy kid or the weird kid who's obviously probably right now, as we know, maybe a little autistic, like
Right.
all this shit that we used to laugh at as kids and be like, that's just good old fun American humor, but it's like now it's like, yeah, it was kind of an issue. Like,
It's kind of a
it's kind of a thing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You know what I mean? Your eyes start to open up a little bit. I'm just like, yeah, this is why this couldn't be made. I think the last like weird, not rapey comedy, but dudes trying to get laid, like the American Pie movies. I think that was like your
Yeah.
last bastion. Maybe like a Road Trip or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, American Pie was successful for quite a few films, and they've had a few other like female sex comedies too that they've done too that are more
Yeah.
female leads. So yeah,
It's funny, man. Let me tell you what, dude. I know we do that. What have you been watching segment on our show? And oh, by the way, we got huge kudos on our last show from a variety of different people. From with the Scott and Heather team up.
oh yeah,
Yeah, just great fucking show. Not just but people who listen to the Friday Nightmares podcast, and then people just randomly texting me like on Twitter or Facebook, dude, that was a dynamite show, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, I had to edit the shit out of it because shit was going down, but yeah, it turned out pretty good, man.
Yeah, no, it's always a blast to have those two crazy kids on.
Yeah. So, let me tell you what I've been watching, brother.
Do it.
Okay, first of all, last Wednesday, hernia surgery. Here I
Done.
am a week later.
Text me all gooey
Did I
in the
text you
brain.
Did I text you gooey in the brain? Was I all fucked up?
Yeah. And then you sent me the greatest picture of you ever, and I said you look like an extra in an episode of Seinfeld with the laugh track behind you.
Which one? Dude, I was fucked up, man. I didn't think I was that fucked up.
Well, you texted me, and then I responded
Oh,
immediately, and then you responded back like 5 hours later, like, oh.
I didn't realize like how okay. Let me just put this. I never had surgery in my life. I had awake surgery. Like I've had a vasectomy. I had bone spurs taken out of my fucking knuckles. I was awake for all those, right? So I've never been put out. Maybe when I was like 12 or 13 when I had teeth pulled for braces, but I don't remember that, so that doesn't count. So I'm talking like as a fucking adult, like as a 44-year-old man adult, like just have not had surgery. So they're like, yeah, hernia surgery. It's my abs, my ab, like just my lower, like groin, not even groin. It's like above your groin. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Inguinal hernia. So the listeners out there could Google inguinal hernia. So basically, what they did is they poke 3 holes in your stomach, one for the fucking camera, one to fill your belly up with air, and then one for fucking the machine because they put mesh over your hernia and basically because your intestines are kind of poking out of it. So it's on your lower right side, right? So I go into the surgery. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to deny it. I'm a little nervous. It's normal. It's natural. I fucking sucked. But they gave me good drugs before the surgery. And so that took the nervousness away. She's like, hey, this is a double cocktail. Actually, it's a little bit of, it's some more.
Like, wait, you're giving me a double cock? What?
Yeah. And then she goes, but
Wrong surgery.
I know. They mainlined that shit into my veins, bro, which was like, whoa. Like, okay, so they gave me, so it's a mix of Xanax and Valium.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I never had either one of those, but it was nice. I can see the allure after, but because you feel nothing, no care in the world.
Yeah, you literally feel nothing, but that's the problem.
Yeah, no, like I was like, oh, I mean, and it feels good, but then
Yeah.
like fucking I'm seriously like 5 minutes later asleep, like,
Yeah.
ow. And it's like you guys couldn't even finish the job. You shaved off half my pubes, you fuckers. You could have shaved them all off at least, dicks. Walking in like, yeah. So they shave off half. But anyways, like, so I'm laid up, dude, and I did that fucking medicine they gave me because I didn't take the meds after. Like, they numbed me really, really good down there. They numbed me all over, but like, I was just eating ibuprofen. I didn't eat any of the pain meds they gave me. I'm just not a pain med guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just, hey man, I'll just take like 3 ibuprofen every few hours. I'm good. It's enough to take the pain away. And but damn, bro, that fucking surgery medication stuck with me. Like, I had surgery Wednesday. I want to say like Saturday night, I sweat that shit out pretty good. Like, I was like, I don't feel good, and I just laid on my carpet in my living room on a hard ass floor, and I
Yeah.
literally like DT style, dude, like of drugs. I'm just like, ugh. Just I feel like, ugh, get out of my system. It's like a fucking exorcism, you know what I mean? But yeah, that picture I texted you in the hospital, Rachel took that of me right after they gave me the fucking mainline me with the Xanax and the fucking Valium.
I wouldn't have to thank her for that photo because it's my favorite picture of you.
I got a hairnet on. I got
Yeah.
fucking tubes coming out of my arms, and I'm all.
She better put that on your birthday cake.
Oh, I know. That's a good one. So I sat on the couch and watched a lot of shit I forgot about. I mean, I watched so much shit for like a week. So I can tell you what I watched, man. Because I was like, I got to write this shit down because I know I'm gonna forget it. So I did The Hidden.
Okay.
Do you remember The Hidden?
Which version?
87.
Okay, yes.
Okay, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I did My Bloody Valentine remake, and I gotta say I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the theaters, and I quite enjoyed it. Again,
I enjoy it too.
yes. And believe it or not, I don't know what cracked open the box set. Friday the 13th, part 1 through 4.
Nice.
Yep, did that.
Hey, fun fact: we watched part 4 in your pick this week.
Oh shit. We're gonna get all into that. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know what to make of my pick. We're gonna talk about it, and then and I'm still holding strong, bro. Haven't watched Friday the 13th Part 5 yet.
All right, way to go.
I'm gonna keep the legacy going. It's the only one I haven't seen in the series. I own it on VHS. I own it in a DVD and Blu-ray, and have not watched it yet. And what else did I watch? Fear Street.
Ooh, I watched all 3 of them.
I am not on part 3 yet, but I will say I'm fucking enjoyed part 1 and 2.
Then you will love 3.
Okay.
I'm here for all 3 of them. I think it's hard to rate them individually because I think it works so well as a trilogy. But maybe we'll talk about that after you watch the 3rd one.
Yeah. Great.
And there's so many fucking references in the movies too, especially the first 2, like to other shit.
Oh, sure.
My favorite. I don't know if you caught this or not. This isn't really a spoiler. Well, it is mildly, but it's just a background spoiler. So at the beginning of the second one, when they're still in 1994,
Mm-hmm.
and they're playing "Man Who Sold the World" by Nirvana
Right.
in 1994,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the end of When You're in '78, they play Bowie's version of "Man Who
Right.
Sold the World," which was fucking brilliant in my opinion. I was like, God damn, that's so awesome. But anyways, just weird shit like that throughout both movies. You're like, oh man, they really put some detail and thought in this. So
Yeah, the soundtracks made it a long way. They really told the story and sold the story. I really, really like that. And the first one, I graduated high school in '95, so I'm like, I'm there. You know what I mean? Like, I am fucking that's me. That's my generation. You know, like the music and everything. I was like just taken back. So, which was really cool, man. Um, I know that probably there's some. Didn't you say there was a little bitching about it?
some people are complaining about it, how it doesn't tie into the books enough.
Oh,
And
who cares?
apparently, maybe Scott Crawford, I don't know, fussed about the music not being from '94.
Oh, really?
Maybe I don't know if he did or not. Heather made a comment like he said that, but he didn't say it on the show, so I don't know. So there's some Friday Nightmares gossip.
Well, was some of the music from '93 too, or is it
Well,
there's some music from like
it's like
'95?
I don't know that it's it was like later, but like the idea is like you're selling a vibe, and that gave '90s. You're looking for a decade, not a year, with the music really close
Yeah.
enough.
Well, I could see like in '94 if they were playing like Guns N' Roses November Rain, or you know what I mean, because that's early '90s shit, you know. But it definitely was mid '90s.
It's close enough.
Close enough for me, man. Scott, it was close enough. I don't know. Did they
I
play
don't. I don't. I
Radiohead
don't.
Creep from
I don't think
'93?
he's gonna die on that hill. But like I said, I don't actually know if he said it. Heather accused him of it.
Oh, shot the shot the shot
Boom!
it.
Shots fired. Just kidding.
Boom, shots fired. So, so man, Fear Street was great. The Hidden is cool as I remembered. Saw that snuck into the Dollar Theater in 5th grade. I remember that one. So yeah, man. For the most part, and then this isn't really a cartoon show, but Masters of the Universe, Revelation. Fuck all the fanboys. I grew up with Masters of the Universe. I got fucking Castle Grayskull, He-Man, Beastman, and Skeletor when I was in 1st grade for Christmas. So I'm not like this. I grew up with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And fuck the fanboys because they're upset that Kevin Smith made the show different than what they're used to. but also kind of fuck Kevin Smith too, because in a weird way, he did advertise that He-Man is going to be throughout the show and He-Man's front and center and all that shit, but he wasn't. So I don't know. There's shit on both ends, but look, I enjoyed it. It was great. It was really cool. But anyways, all right, there we go. There's my rant. That's what I've been watching. What about you, brother?
Cool. Well, I caught up on some stuff too. One of which was Netflix's Army of the Dead, which I couldn't have been more disappointed in, honestly. I did.
I watched it too. So we said we were going to talk about it.
The first 40 minutes of it to me are pretty unwatchable. The Army of the Dead, like nothing happens. It's a bunch of building stories for characters you don't care about in the end, anyways. So it's all for nothing. There's some few. The action's too few and far between. It's not really an action movie all the way through, and it's not really a zombie movie all the way through either. Like I don't really know what it is. I don't know what it is.
It's a heist movie, but not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit of all of them, but not everything of one of them.
Oh, by the way, completely filmed here by my house.
Nice.
Netflix Studios, their home base is here.
Nice.
And so that was all done here in New Mexico. That's like the desert at the end. Might as well have been my backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But super disappointed. I don't know. Maybe I had expectations too high for it. Ow.
I could tell you, we watched it. It was an action film. It was very long. I was kind of waiting for it to end. Some of the zombie scenes were okay. You got like your super smart zombies, you got your regular zombies, but it was just I don't know.
A lot of CGI too on zombies up close that really wasn't necessary. Like on the individual characters. I don't know.
And I feel like Zack Snyder's kind of morphing into fucking
Michael Bay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, super disappointed in that.
Yeah, just take it. It's like a giant commercial for some product.
Yeah. And then I did watch Werewolves Within, which is a cool like whodunit werewolf film.
Okay, that's on my list.
Yeah, it's really great. It's available to rent through Amazon Prime, like it just came out. But man, it was just funny, kind of lighthearted, and I don't know, it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I watched this fucking awesome, not horror film, um, film called Bad Girls, directed by Christopher Bickle. This is a super indie film about these girls that rob a strip club, and they're kind of going around town on a little like crime spree, and money, drugs, and all that good stuff happen. And they kidnap people, but it's kind of like just a weird, kick-ass action like '80s flick that you would think of, like that kind of gritty '80s crime style, I guess. But they're not really being pursued by like any FBI agents or anything. I mean, they are being pursued by the police, but not like that's not the story's about them, not the police.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but it was damn good fun. I highly recommend people checking that out. You could find it pretty much only from the director, I believe. But Bad Girls has a Facebook page. Christopher Bickle's on there. You can find him. You can look it up. I highly recommend it. It was dope as shit.
Yeah, Bad Girls, huh?
Yeah.
Right on. All right, guys. What else?
Then I watched. Fuck. What the hell was the other thing I was saying? Oh, I watched that the Lightning Bug movie that was directed. Ow, dang it! My dog. Quit biting me.
Just you taste good. It's okay.
Douche. Robert Hall directed, who just recently passed away. But he directed this flick, and I hadn't seen it. And when I saw he passed away, I knew it wasn't readily available, so I went and found a copy before it got all snatched up. But it has Laura Prepon from that '70s show, and Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser is in it as well.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more of a drama about a kid who grows up poor, living in a trailer out in the middle of the woods, and he like loves special effects stuff. So he spends all his time making monster masks and stuff like that. But of course, his mom's a raging alcoholic, and it's just like a family drama. But it's actually really good. So, anyways, kudos to Robert Hall on that one.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed that, so.
Yeah, I need to. I'll be laying around some more and watching some more shit soon. Fear Street 3 will be the next one. But we'll have to talk about it. And then I think on our show I invited a couple of just some interesting people, man. We'll, I'm hoping Lilith Von Bloodworth is one, and I'll kind of explain. And the other would be another guy, Matt Maisto. And so basically, well, Jenny Welsh is the chick who plays Lilith Von Bloodworth, but they basically do kind of what I do on Android Vision. They host horror movies. It's a horror host show, web based,
Nice.
and they're funny as shit. They're so fun. Well, I don't know who writes it, but she's on there, and she's so funny. And we've developed a pretty funny online back and forth on Twitter and on we like each other's, and they just kind of seem like somebody that's our style. So we'll have to shoot them a couple movies to help us review. We're not going to do 4 because that can be long winded. So we'll all do it together. But anyways, it'll work out, man. We'll figure it out. It'll be really funny. So.
Or we hope, anyways.
Well, we hope. Yeah, they seem pretty witty, funny folks. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into the films that we reviewed tonight. And
long intro. Sorry, guys.
No, it's cool, man. We had to catch up, man. It's been a while. Who gives a shit?
Now everyone knows about Gorp.
Gorp. Yeah. And my fucking hernia surgery. We'll go with mine tonight first. What I did, Twisted Nightmare from 1987.
That you did.
Let's listen to the trailer, and we'll be right back.
God damn, this is just too much to bear. This floor is so cold, my ass is numb.
Your ass is numb because that's where all the beer is settling.
Hey, fuck you, Miss Perfect. You know my back is bad.
Oh, baby. There's a cot over there. Why don't you just go sleep on that? I'll sleep on the floor, okay?
Hey, don't ever call me a pussy.
What the hell's going on out here?
Nothing, asshole.
All right, guys, you just listened to the trailer for my pick on this episode, number 73, Twisted Nightmare. Yeah, I guess I'll take it away. It's a 1987 American. It's a slasher film, but it's supernatural. But is it? I don't know. It has weird supernatural elements, but it's directed by.
Is it B-roll footage from Friday the 13th Part 4?
Could be. It could be. It could be. But what I found interesting in this movie, I just want to get into, it was written and directed by Paul Hunt. And there's a variety of like no-namers in here, but there is one person in here that I do got to mention who recently passed away. The Monster Man himself, Cleve Hall.
Yeah.
He played the mentally challenged brother.
Yeah, he played Matthew.
Yeah, kind of weird to see a really young Cleve Hall.
Yeah, for sure, because I don't remember him with having hair really ever.
Having hair or good teeth.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah, so it's basically kind of like your. Okay, so the movie starts off. Okay, first of all, I got you a copy. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Can't really find this fucker anywhere, but I found it on YouTube for free, and it's a VHS copy. So we watched a really bad copy. At least I did.
Yes. No, it is. Yeah. If the version that is on there is really dark,
Mm-hmm.
like really dark, you can't see shit in a couple scenes at all.
Yeah, and so but you kind of see the beginning, like it has some weird. It kind of reminded me of the beginning of Redeemer of Son of Satan. It had like some weird guy narrating about evil and good, and I didn't even take it all in really. It was just kind of funky. And then you have, the movie starts with your typical group of teenagers, group of young people. I wouldn't even call them teenagers. They're just young people because
Yeah.
they didn't really look like teenagers. Who returned to a youth summer camp, and basically it. Okay, so this is where we go. Who picked the late night Skinamax this time? That would be me, folks. That would be me. That would be me. So, yeah, but one of the chicks receives a letter notifying her that she won a free ticket to Camp Paradise, and it's a summer camp that she attended as a child. So her and her new boyfriend arrive, and she's reunited with her bunch of her old friends, and everybody's coupled up, right? Everybody's like kind of buffed with mullets. Um, you got you got your diverse cast in this movie.
Yeah, you have a Asian guy that has all the artillery in the world that he decides to take camping with him.
Yeah, yeah. He decides to take camping with him, and let me just say how far ahead of time this movie was. This Asian dude was fucking huge. He was buffed.
Yeah, he
Like
was.
this guy was big, and he had a mullet, and he had one of the hottest blonde chicks in the movie. So they definitely were breaking ground with this one. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because
yeah.
back then they kind of in the '80s they kind of always made fun of Asians, in a
Oh
weird
yeah,
way.
it's always
Yeah.
the nerdy character,
All
or
right. Right.
same old, same old.
Not this guy. He was like the Asian Rambo. It was great. Um, but you got all these couples, and then the chick Laura. You could tell
Laura.
she don't want to really be at the camp. It's kind of weird, but because her developmentally disabled brother Matthew died there under mysterious circumstances. But I don't know. And this is the guy played by Cleve Hall.
Yeah.
And he dies like later on. They kind of show like after, because basically it's just fucking and sucking the whole movie, and
Yeah.
they're finding places to fuck, and there's assholes, and there's a bunch of Chads and Stacys. Sorry, I'm just using that. I'm not a what am I call it? What do they call those guys that use Chads and Stacys all the time? What are
Oh, I
those
don't
guys?
know.
I don't know. But
I don't know
anyways,
what
they're
to
just
go.
those guys are called I don't know. Anyways, that's what it is basically. They're just a bunch of like alphas dudes and alpha chicks, not all hot, right?
Yeah.
And they're all looking for places to fuck at this camp. And a couple of them winding up going to the bar, and there's an old man in there. He was an old man at the beginning of the movie. They find cats. Those are my cats. I'm using those cats for later.
Don't you take one.
Don't you take one. I get out of here. And Sylvia and Gus, that's the couple. So they're attacked by this hulking, monstrous killer who growls like a fucking gorilla.
Yeah, at this
Tiger.
point, you're like, wait, is this a fucking werewolf? What's going down?
Is this a
That's what
Bigfoot?
it
What is he?
sounds. Yeah, yeah.
But what the chick's hung by a rope, and then the guy has his arm torn off, and then he gets killed too. And then the next morning, one of the guys goes, one of the drunk guys, him and his chick are leaving because they're suspicious of the free weekend letters they got because this is fucked up. Fuck
Yeah.
them. They got the fucking cabin in the woods, and we got to sleep outside and fucking the hay. So that's how that rolled down.
We're leaving.
We're leaving. And so the others go for a hike, and Ken and Julie remain at the house. Ken goes off to search for Kane, the Native American groundkeeper, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to talk to him about Matthew's death. So meanwhile, a chick finds Julie and Gus's body. She frantically tries to call the sheriff. The phone disconnects, and she's killed. And then meanwhile, the Asian dude Tack and another guy are hunting. And this is we
keep
find
in mind they're hunting at night with no night vision, no
Nothing.
flashlights.
Nothing.
They're literally walking
Nothing.
around outside with guns and no lights.
Nothing. And Tack kind of tells Matthew about, or Tack tells Sean about Matthew's death. He's like, how 2 years ago they teased Matthew for allegedly being gay because he didn't want to hook up with chicks because he was fucking retarded, right? And somehow, some way, he was in the barn and his body spontaneously combusted. And then his body was never recovered.
The barn was never on fire.
No.
Just
that was
Matthew.
weird. That was confusing to me. Like, I had to, research. They say he spontaneously combusted. I mean, it happens. It's a thing. Human spontaneous combustion.
Nah, he was murdered.
I don't know. Nobody knows. But they're picking on him. Like, what's the matter? You gay? Like, dude, you had all these chicks around you. Like, don't you like chicks? And he's just like, leave me alone. He wasn't gay. He was just awkward. So, anyways, back at the house, Julie, who's dead, her boyfriend can't find her. Kane, he finds Kane in the barn. He threatens to kill him with a shotgun. Ken flees, gets caught in a bear trap before having his throat slashed by the killer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that might have been the best one in there, actually.
Yeah, that was a good kill. A good kill. And for some reason, Laura begins.
That's actually the best look you get at the killer too, is in that scene, which is why I think I like that scene so much, because because before that it's always super dark, but on that particular kill, you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. Keep in mind throughout this whole movie, there's tits everywhere.
Yeah, there's a massage fuck fest going on in one of the bedrooms.
There's just fucking everywhere in this movie, dude.
And like, it's really, so the director of this film clearly likes slow motion a lot, because like in the nude massage scene, there's a lot of slow motion, but then in like all the other combat or tent scenes are all put in slow motion. Like every time a kill happens, like anything that's titillating will be in slow motion in this film.
So Laura starts to cut herself in the bathroom before she takes a shower. That's obviously the guy who burnt sister. Jennifer's trapped in the ice house by the killer. Nicole and Jeff and Jerome and Nancy, they all go to the camp sauna. This is, the massage room where they have some fucking. And then Nancy and Jeff have sex outside. But that was a cool kill. But, like, again, a lot of Friday the 13th kills. They get impaled with the pole.
Yep.
Right?
Double whammy.
Double whammy. And then Nancy gets killed with a hammer and Jerome with some hot stones. And there's another Friday the 13th. And I'm not going to say it because I know I have not seen part 5, but I am aware of the ooh baby baby scene, right? And then you got the black dude in there walking around singing ooh, not singing ooh baby baby, but he might as well be, right?
Singing a song, yeah.
Yeah, singing a song. So basically, Kane finds Sean and Tack in the woods, tells him to leave, that the ground is cursed. His grandfather's a medicine man. And it's a cursed land because the Anglo settlers took over, right?
Right.
And mysterious deaths have been occurring in a particular barn. These guys are confronted by the killer. Tack finds Jennifer in the ice house, but is murdered by the killer. He gets killed. That was a pretty cool kill. The Asian dude. That was a good one too.
Yeah,
they
Tack.
killed him. Yeah, they killed him good. The sheriff drives to investigate. Car breaks down. Upon finding the bodies in the sauna, the sheriff gets decapitated. So we get another decapitation. And
man, I thought the sheriff was going to be funnier in this movie too, because like the first time they call the police and the girl's freaking out, she's like, "I'm at the camp." His response was, "Oh, what's a really nice place." And she's like freaking out on the phone, and he's like so calm, but he really doesn't deliver much comedy after that. I thought that line was hilarious, but maybe
this was
me.
And this is where it threw it off for me, and this is why they call it supernatural. But like the killer, like Dean, who searches armed with a rifle, is confronted by the killer, who summons a bolt of lightning. And the killer's, then the other chick, and this is like a ripoff of the chick gets the chick gets thrown on antlers on the wall and impaled, kind of like
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. You get that kill, and then Sean witnesses Kane strangling Laura. She shoots him after Laura smiles and confesses that she orchestrated the whole thing. Dun, 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 that we didn't see it coming. For punishment what they did to Matthew. Suddenly, of course, we know the decayed, burned Matthew appears. Matthew stabs Sean to death with a pitchfork. Jennifer observes the attack through the windows and screams in horror. Kane knocks over the gasoline barrels, and the barn goes on fire. And Laura and Matthew are inside, and Jennifer escapes in the sheriff's car, and the movie ends. So, yeah, like, I knew that the fucking sister, like, I guess it's just perceived that they fucking summoned his dead body back from the dead or something. Like, through some type of witchcraft or some shit. You know? And then she was like, I really need you. I'm going to really need you. Like, I felt like they even, like, flirted with that she was going to try to get her brother's soul to jump into that dude's body. Like, there's a lot of weird unanswered questions. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, lots of tits, lots of ass. There's some side bush. Not only that, there's a lot of some fucking, and everybody dies except for one person. Lots of death. We just couldn't really see it. This movie definitely, this movie definitely deserves some type of good release, I think.
Yeah, I think it's entertaining enough and funny enough. Like, there's a lot of really funny things and just stupid things. Like, we already talked about the going hunting at night, but there's another scene where they all go hiking and tack, and the one guy is like, man, it's really fucking hot out here, and they both are like in full-on jeans and like full-on jackets, and like, it looks like they're all dressed for cold weather and upset that they're hot in the hike. It's just funny to me.
Well, I guess apparently this movie you can get on Blu-ray.
Does Vinegar Syndrome have it out?
Yeah, there's a Blu-ray release. There's a VHS, DVD. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck. Whoops. Code Red.
Oh, okay.
Code Red, brother. So yeah, our bad guys. We should be more, but Code Red. Yeah, you can get this on Blu-ray through Code Red. But hey, it was kind of fun watching it in the VHS tracking copy. I thought so, at least.
Yeah, it was entertaining enough.
What do I give this movie? Twisted Nightmare. This was a blind pick. I just liked the name. I saw 1987, a Madman type cover. I'm gonna give it. I'd like to see a better copy of it. It is what it is. The acting is horrible. It's a slasher, just an underground slasher. Shit, man. I'm gonna go 2.5 out of 5 on this one.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, I would love to see it cleaned up more. But fuck, it was a good. There's nothing original in this movie at all. Like, it's all taken from something else. Like, ultimately, but it is enjoyable. I think it's. Yeah, 2.5 a fair assessment. So.
Yeah, nothing original, but certainly some fun aspects. Just some fun shit. And this is, I don't know. It's batty. It's not like it's your typical young adult teen. They weren't even really teens. They're more adults because all the dudes some of the guys had handlebar mustaches. It's a slasher, but like a supernatural slasher. It tried. It tried to be original, but it wasn't original.
Yeah, if you want something original that's a supernatural slasher, or more original than this, there's a great film called Terror from 1987 that I would highly suggest. That was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. So
there you have it.
There you have it.
All right, guys. So 2.5 for both of us out of 5 for 1987's Twisted Nightmare. Go find it on a Code Red Blu-ray if you want, if you dare. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into Mr. Xander Kane's movie. Is it 2002 or 2004?
2002 TV movie.
Yes, I thought it was.
It was.
What's it called again?
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth. Yeah. Let's listen to the trailer for Sabretooth. We'll be right back.
A species extinct for more than 10,000 years.
Look at the size of it.
It was never meant to live among us. But today, science brought it back to life. And it will become the most deadly creature the wild has ever seen. Vanessa Angel, John Rhys Davies, David Keith, Jenna Gehring.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
All right. That was the trailer for 2002's Sabretooth. Let it rip, sir.
Boom, yeah. 2002 Sabretooth. Notable actors and actresses. The biggest being David Keith. Then we also got Vanessa Angel, John Rhys Davies. And that's about it for the big names. Yeah, so this is a 2002, which I believe it was a Sci-Fi Channel movie back then. So the movie actually starts off very promising. Like a janitor gets mauled by there's a janitor in a lab, and you hear the tiger or whatever in there kind of growling, and it gets out of the cage and like mauls him to shit, and like blood sprays everywhere all through the window. So it actually looks pretty cool. So I got pretty excited when I saw that part. I was like, oh fuck, awesome. But then further on down the road, you find out that this. Of course, this tiger is genetically modified and been giving like enhancement growth accelerators. So yeah, science gone wrong again. So they are transporting this thing, the big science or whoever the fuck these people are, and of course, it wrecks and the tiger gets out, and they have a whole nother storyline with like a group of, I guess, students that are out doing like some science shit. I don't even remember what they were like looking up. Like, I guess it's wildlife and shit. But there's a whole group of them out there, and like the whole movie, you get like a back and forth between what they're doing and what the tiger is doing. And the tiger storyline is kind of tied to basically the bigwig investor guy. Then like Vanessa Angel is like another corporate type, and then there's a veterinary lady that they want to like catch the saber-toothed tiger now that it's gone out, but they don't have the means, so they have to hire a hunter. And guess who that hunter is?
Craven the Hunter.
David Keith. So he's like the only guy that can catch this tiger while it's out in the wild. And you find out Vanessa Angel and him have some sort of history, but doesn't really elaborate much. Maybe sexual attention. I don't know. But they get him to go hunt this thing. And that's kind of the basic storyline there is what you're getting with those two. And so, you have your typical, like, relationships between all these, like, little student kids. Like, they play a dumb game of, like, truth or dare. And all this other dumb shit going on. Just, like, acting very youthful, but somehow they're there for, like, a science trip. And it screams, even though this is 2002, this movie does scream a little bit 90s in its fashions territories for sure. So, but yeah, which is probably going to come with most of that stuff from the sci-fi era. But there's just so when you do get to see the tiger, they do partial like CG, and then they do animatronics as well. So they kind of blend it from time to time. But when the tiger's like attacking, he's just like, that's like full CG, and you're like, oh, no bueno, no bueno. Uh, yeah, so there's a few funny scenes that I actually wanted to point out. Like there's the nerdy scientist girl that's with kind of the evil side of people, with the corporate guy and Vanessa Angel's character that's caused all this fucking problem. The nerdy girl gets all mad and was like, "Oh, we don't even know where it is. It could be right behind me." And you get your Samuel L. Jackson like moment from Deep Blue Sea where she gets destroyed by the by the saber-toothed tiger.
That let me say something about that tiger, man. That was the best CGI that 2002 could muster up.
It really was.
Yeah, and then they built like a replica up close for the the up close shots. You don't get to see a full body shot, but yeah.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, so after she dies, they flash to the college kids, and one of the kids has an encounter with a tiger, but doesn't get killed. And then all the other kids find out that there's a tiger out there. They all kind of freak out and fall asleep, like around the fire or whatever, to try to keep it away. But the tiger, for the most part, kind of leaves them. It leaves them alone for the night, and it just motors on around as we go back and forth between these two storylines. Then we get David Keith again comes out, and he finds one of the campers that was, because the camping kids kind of split up at one point because the tiger's causing shit to go awry, and the hunter catches up with two of the campers, and the other two, while they're running from the tiger, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I'm reading my notes, and that note doesn't make any sense. My bad. Oh yeah, so basically it's a scene that goes back and forth between the college kids getting chased by the tiger and it getting one of them, and then a few minutes later it's chasing the like the hunters group, and then the old like corporate guy gets his. Good Lord, my dog's freaking out. Gets sorry, dog in the crate.
Okay.
Woohoo! He steps in a bear trap and gets his like foot all fucked up, and that's the best kill in this movie because he gets destroyed and dragged off by the saber-toothed tiger. And we also have like an awesome like artillery guy in this one too, by the name of Leon, except he has dual wielding swords, and he decides to go toe to toe with the saber-toothed tiger as it's trying to get into the cave.
He pulled a Billy from the Predator on the fucking tiger. That shit was great. And the tiger's like, I step on your chests upright.
Yeah.
Tiger that one's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, it's funny. It was just a super fun scene. Obviously, it didn't last long. But then, we have our back and forth. And at this point in the movie, they're like the two storylines are starting to come together. And this drove me crazy. So one of the guys gets stuck down in like this little cave area, and the tiger's down there with him. And then the hunter and the other girl are up at the top with like the tranquilizer darts and stuff. And David Keith tries to reach down there to where he could like throw a javelin at it, but he's like, "Ugh, I'm too big." So he hands it to the girl so she can throw it in there. And he's like holding onto her like by her ankles, dangling her in this like pit of despair, essentially, as she tries to javelin throw this tranquilizer to the tiger. But I'm like, why do you not just drop the fucking thing to the dude? Because he's like kind of down behind these rocks where it's not like super easy for the tiger to get to him. I was like, just fucking throw him the tranquilizer, let him do it. But no, they didn't do it.
No.
But yeah, it just seemed kind of silly, but whatever.
I liked how they killed the tiger in it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, he eventually gets out, and then there's kind of a scene where Vanessa Angel's character comes back, and she's like, fuck David Keith's character. We're going to leave him here. So she fucking takes off, and then the two kids come back and try to help him. But he's stuck in a trap too because he stepped in one. What?
Yeah, I thought, for me personally, that the death of the tiger, if we hadn't Didn't you
No, I
watch?
didn't touch it yet. No.
Oh, go ahead. We'll keep going then.
Oh no! Then she just comes back and did they blow it up? No, what the fuck? So
No.
Vanessa Angel comes back. No, what the fuck happens? I didn't write that down.
Oh, you didn't write it down.
No.
Let me tell you, their fucking weapons don't work, and they grab sticks.
Like the band? Just kidding.
Yeah. They grabbed sticks, and they stabbed the tiger to death in the chest, like cavemen did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Everybody grab stick.
Let's haul around all these guns and the whole movie and think that we're gonna.
Well, they ran out of bullets because you could hear them
Yeah.
empty clicking. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, but
Guess gonna have to fucking Boy Scout that shit.
yeah, which they do. It was pretty funny. It's like, after all this, man's technology fails. Man's technology fails, and then we have to rely on killing it like the cavemen did with a stick in the chest. Yeah,
Well, it's still a little groggy from its tranquilizer in its
it
foot.
is.
It was never really full saber-toothed tiger again after that tranquilizer. So I'm gonna say that they win by accident.
Yeah,
A fully healthy saber-toothed tiger would have not lost that battle.
yeah. No. Saber-tooth tiger would have killed them all. Which I did like the saber-tooth tiger. I like the scene where the guy's running up to the rock with his girlfriend, but the tiger's waiting at the top of the rock.
Yeah.
And he just takes off with the girlfriend. He's like, ah! He's just running across the forest with the girlfriend in his mouth. That shit was pretty funny. No! Really great, funny CGI this.
Yeah, no, like so this to me is like the epitome of like, hey, I don't feel well. I'm laying on the couch. It's raining outside. This is the perfect movie for me right now. It doesn't require a ton of thought. It's if you like those kind of sci-fi bad CGI and monsters gone wild movies, I think this is actually a pretty solid one. It's not the acting's not too bad because David Keith's a good actor, and he's kind of the mainstay in it for the most part. Yeah, there's some terrible cheesy lines, but I think it's all in good fun, and I think it's a dang good ride. I think if you like Sharknado and all that shit like that, there's no reason you wouldn't love this oldie but goodie from 2002.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm going to rate it the same as we rated the last week. I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5, which is probably more than most people would give it. But I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was
bad in a good way.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really funny. It was bad in a good way. It's your 2002 fucking sci-fi CGI tiger up close kills were done with a fucking puppet. Quite possibly a tiger, a saber-tooth tiger taken from a real um, museum somewhere, possibly in New Mexico. But I don't know if they built that shit from fucking the ground up. They may
No
have
clue.
not. No clue. But
I don't know. That was big money sci-fi back then. They were rolling
Yeah.
the dough back then. So maybe.
Yeah, some of the up shot front kills with the practical tiger head was cool. Jonathan Rhys Davies' face getting ripped off, that was fun.
Yeah.
Or his eyes poked, that was funny.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of hateable characters in this movie, but there's also
Absolutely.
a lot of fun characters as well. And
But I think the
that,
character you hate, so you get those are your really justifiable, like enjoyable deaths in the movie, though.
yeah, those were.
So
That was great. Yeah, that was
yeah, it
fun.
had been sitting in my queue on Amazon for like ever, and I'm like, okay, I want to watch this movie. And you said something about creature feature thing, and I was like, yeah, this one's got a creature in it. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, we almost recorded last week, but just shit went down. So there you have that. And so, but that's fine because we don't even remember the movies we watched really. They were that shitty, I think. I think I watched one of them. I don't know if I watched yours, but you're like, yeah, I can't do it tonight. It's like, okay, brother, no problem. We'll do it next week.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to your movie,
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth. What do we give this bitch?
2.5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, man. Same
I
with
think
me.
it's fair. I think
It's
fair.
fair
I
enough.
think you read that synopsis and you're not expecting a fucking Oscar worthy. You know what I mean? Like you read that synopsis, you just know what you're getting into. And if you read that synopsis and say this sounds fun, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and it was as fun as to be expected.
It was more fun than Army of the Dead.
Yes, it was. It was more fun than Army of the Dead. Both of our movies tonight were very middle of the road, but not in a disappointing way.
Right. More of
Like,
a surprise way.
we're surprised that they were actually kind of endearing. Exactly. Yeah, so check it out, guys. Sabretooth 2020. Wait, 20.
2002.
Jeez, that movie's almost 20 years old already.
I know, right? It
Can you
doesn't
believe it?
feel that dated until you see the CGI Sabretooth
Yeah.
Tiger, but
And Twisted Nightmare from 1987. Go check it out, guys. You can watch this wherever. I'm sure. Just Google it. And R.I.P. Cleve Hall.
the ghoul.
Yes, Lil Cleve Hall. We got to think of something for our guests. It probably won't be for another couple weeks or so, but we got to think of something.
Yeah, we got yeah, also by the time this show gets out, it'll be in August and we'll be getting close to October decisions to be made.
Yes, I gotta come up. I gotta figure it out. I think we gotta figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I want to do something new. I don't know. I gotta figure it out.
We'll
I
figure
don't
it
know.
out.
We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
All
We're figure it out.
We got it.
You sure you didn't keep any of those meds?
No, I did. I have them. I only took the one day I took. Well, the day of the surgery, or is it the day after? I don't remember. It's a big fucking. I did take the hydrocodone one time, and then I was like, I'm fucking itchy. Fucking palms are wet. Ugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, So I only took one, but after that, I just maintained it with the fucking ibuprofen. But I'm all right.
I kid. I'm glad you're well.
Yes, I'm glad I'm well too.
I got a picture to send you or a meme to send you.
Okay. Don't send me some memes. You know me, I like foul, very foul memes.
Well, it's just text. It's not a picture. I can read it to you now if you want.
No, go ahead. Let's do it.
Want to read it? Okay.
Read it.
It says your grandma was a squirter. That's why her furniture was covered in plastic.
Oh. That's why, huh?
Touche.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
I was like, Andrew will appreciate that one.
I will. I saw one the other day that made me laugh. It was something having to do with, hey, mom and dad, I thought you said there's no eating in the bedroom. Why does it look like somebody's been eating ice cream in your bed? Why is there dry? Why is there
sticky?
Why is there dried ice cream on your fucking bed sheets? Oops. All right. With that, Xander, you're getting filthy as me, sir. I'm rubbing off on you. All right, guys.
Never.
We will see you guys soon. Promise you. And thanks for tuning in and always supporting the Cemetery Gates podcast.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry I mucked up my notes.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. It's fun picks. Let's just, if we ever have to rebrand, we can always rebrand it to movies we've never seen before. Because I kind of think that's what we're doing now. We're just trying to fucking find shit we've never seen before.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's good. It's a good thing. It's good. Let's keep at it. Or we can always go, you know what we need to do, bro?
No, we should do Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
No, we need to do, let's do it next episode. Second chances.
Alrighty.
Okay.
What was the last second chances we did?
Fuck, I don't remember, dude. We gotta go.
We did Street Trash. I think.
Oh yeah, with Heather. Yeah.
Not with Heather. It was with Mona.
Mona, yeah. We'll do another second chances coming up soon. All right, guys. We'll see you on the flip. Good night.
Watch more movies, fuckers.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Android Virus and Xander Kane. Follow us on Twitter at AndroidVirus, at Xander_Kane, and at Cemetery Gates 66.